You remember the last time you were in the zone? Maybe it was while you were writing, coding away, playing sports, or maybe it was even right here in Toastmasters. Do you remember what it felt like? It's a great feeling, isn't it? It's that feeling like everything you touch turns to gold, like you can do no wrong. Like your mind and body are fused into one with the power and precision of a laser beam. It's an almost magical feeling, isn't it? Well, I'm here today to tell you there's nothing magical about it. What we call being in the zone is nothing more than intense focus. When you are 100% focused on one task, one mission, one objective, it is amazing what you're capable of. When you aren't thinking to yourself, what time is it? What am I going to have for lunch? I wonder what I should wear tomorrow. When you're 100% focused on what you're doing, you will get results that will surprise even yourself. So what's stopping us from being in the zone more often? Why can't we be in the zone all the time? What is the opposite of focus? Distractions. You see, our brains are very badly designed for distractions. Our brains were really designed for a much simpler time, back when we were living in caves, back when we were hunting for food, back when reaction time was paramount for survival, and back when there weren't very many distractions around to even bother us in the first place. Unfortunately, that's not the world that we live in today. The world that we live in today is full of distractions. Right now, while you're sitting there, in your mind, you're juggling your family life, your personal life, your professional life, your hobbies, in addition to everything else that's going on around you. The world that we live in is so full of distractions, which is a shame because we need focus in order to succeed in our lives more than anything else. What makes you successful in your job? Is it your ability to respond to emails 5 seconds faster than the guy sitting next to you? Or is it your ability to focus, take on very challenging tasks, and come up with creative, innovative solutions? We really need to focus in order to succeed in our lives. We need to get in the zone. And so, I'm here today to invite all of you to declare your own war on distractions. That's how we get to the zone. This war will be fought in 2 phases. Phase 1 is taming the outside world. Earlier when we talked about how distractions are all around us, try to do what you can to tame that. When you know you're working on something that requires a lot of focus, that requires deep thought, go somewhere quiet. Go somewhere without too many distractions, like a library or a park, for example. If you don't need your computer, don't bring your computer along. If you don't need internet access, leave your Wi-Fi disconnected. You'll be shutting off so many of your distractions that way. Another great source of distractions are phones. At any point in time, our phone can interrupt us with a phone call, a text message, email notifications, Facebook notifications. It's even got a connection to the internet, which has more distractions than we can ever process in an entire lifetime. Well, we can't live without our phones. We need to be able to get phone calls and text messages. But what about emails and Facebook notifications? Do you really need to respond to those immediately? Or can you wait for an hour or two? If you have push notification on your phone, turn that off. Set it up so you only check for new emails and updates once every hour or two. That's completely fine for most of our lives. If you find that you don't need to, if you have your phone set up to vibrate and beep every time you get an email, that's a great source of distractions. You're going to be getting so many things all the time. Turn that off as well. Well, now that you've done all this, that is the easy part. The hard part is really taming ourselves. Admit it, when you get a text message, you're a little excited, aren't you? You can't wait to see who texted you, you can't wait to see what the message is all about. Well, this feeling is not just psychological, it's biological. When you get a text message, you get a dopamine hit in your brain. And that dopamine is why you feel excited, why you get a sense of euphoria. It behaves exactly the same way drugs do. That's right. Not only is the world full of distractions, but we are addicted to distractions. And before we can get in the zone, we need to break our addiction to distractions. How do we go about breaking our addiction? We need to be more mindful of what we do. The next time you're bored, instead of mindlessly surfing the web or channel surfing on the TV or checking your email for no reason at all, stop. Don't waste your time on dribble. Don't fill your mind with useless activities. Instead, do something that's more engaging. Read a book, watch a DVD, go for a walk, work out, take on a new hobby. Fill your time with really engaging activities that will allow you to get in the zone. Let me tell you about my own personal story about why this topic was of such interest to me. It all started recently. It all started just 2 months ago. As some of you may know, I was out on vacation. I spent 2 weeks traveling across Europe. And you know what? When I was there, I had no cell phone connection, I had no data plan, and for the first couple of days, I felt so fidgety. Every time I was bored, I would be like, oh my god, what should I do? What do I do with myself, you know? It's like, should I check my email? Can I just send someone a text message? I couldn't do any of those things, and I did not know what to do with myself. But a couple of days later, things changed completely. I felt so much more calm. I was so much more relaxed. I was able to enjoy just being in the moment and just enjoying my surroundings. A week later, I found that I was able to focus on things so much better. I was able to think so much more clearly. Whenever I was bored, instead of feeling bored, I was instead thinking about stuff that hadn't even crossed my mind in years. Because of the lack of distractions, my mind was able to operate at a much higher, at a better level. Unfortunately, my vacation ended. I came back to America. And as soon as the emails and all the text messages started coming in again, you know, I could just feel that calmness, that sense of relaxation just gradually melting away. And that's when I decided that I had to do something about this. I started doing all these things. I tried to get myself away from distractions. Something that I found really helpful, meditation. This is something Lipika talked about a few weeks ago, and I agree with her completely. Every day, try to spend 20 or 30 minutes just sitting in a quiet place. Close your eyes and just relax. Just focus on your breathing. Every time you feel your mind start to wander, gently pull it back and just focus on your breathing again. It might be a little uncomfortable at first, but over time you'll find that your ability to focus and think clearly and just be in the moment will be so much better. And so, I hope I've convinced all of you to really declare your own more distractions, and I hope you'll all join me in the zone. Thank you.
Thank you, Raji. Hey, let me check my phone. That phone you have, are you sure it's not a tablet? I think it's yours. Please.